Okay, Dynamite Delight, two things. Well, three things. One, I'm not going to do this very long. This is going to be a short video. At least within 20 minutes if I can. My throat is still messed up. Two, I want to make this clear right now about the audio. I want to make this clear, guys. I know people are going to still tell me the audio is glitching out. I can't do anything about it. I need a new mic, okay? I can't fix it in my editing software. It's not possible. This is being directly recorded off of the Zoom H1N. There's nothing I can do. I cannot fix the audio until I get a new mic, okay? I'm not saying this to say you're giving me a headache. I don't want to hear it. No, I want to let you understand that I know that this mic periodically glitches out and it gets static. There's nothing I can do. It's not the cable that's connected up to the camera. It's just the mic itself. On and off, it tends to buzz. On and off whenever it wants. I cannot change that. So I want you to understand I cannot get one right now. I have to wait a couple of months to buy one. If I can get one, I will. So you're going to have to deal with it. I'm sorry. I know you're going to tell me, but I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to wait until they get a new mic. That's the deal. Second thing, I am going to see on this Friday, because I'm not going to do SmackDown. I'm not going to do Rampage. I'm going to see if I can watch Maple Leaf Pro Night 1 and 2, and then not do a real full review of it. Especially with this mic, I still have a tendency to cough. But I'm going to give you my thoughts on how well it went. I will talk about the matches if I think they're necessary. But I'm going to see if I can do this Friday, because Saturday is Bound for Glory and Sunday is Halloween Havoc. I'm going to see them both. I want to watch them both, and I wanted to review them. So the only way you're going to be able to know about Maple Leaf Pro is hopefully this Friday, because that's what I'm going to probably do. No SmackDown. No Rampage, which I never do anyway, but that's it. So if you want to know my SmackDown review, I'm not going to do it. So let's make this quick, because I still have a tendency to cough and it's not comfortable. But I'm going to tell you this. What did we get, AEW? That's the title I'm getting here. Or not what did we get? What now, AEW? Guys, I'm going to say this very simply. I don't know where they're going. There's no way of knowing what we are really getting here. Is it shock value? Yes. But is it shock value that's a good story? I don't know. Let me explain. First match, Sammy Guevara versus Shelton Benjamin. It was good to see that Shelton is still able to go so well. And Sammy is Sammy. Sammy has always been a good wrestler. And now that he's a face working with Dustin, I have no problem with it. And particularly that he's not really winning. So that's fine. He's not winning on right now on Dynamite. So that helps Shelton Benjamin, excuse me, get over. But the question is going to be, how far they're going to go with Shelton Benjamin before we bring in Bobby Lashley. This is what we've already been hearing. Bobby's either about to be signed or he already is signed. So how far they're going to push before Bobby comes in and everything changes? Because once Bobby Lashley comes in, Shelton is going to be a big question where they're going to go with him. I don't know, but we will find out. Now, did I feel comfortable about seeing what happened with him and Ricochet? It wasn't bad, but the question is going to be, what does that mean when it comes to Ricochet when he faced Kateska basically at Maple Leaf Pro? They did show a small scene of it, which I'm glad they actually did that. At least they are showing Maple Leaf Pro on AEW Dynamite. Unlike probably what's going on with TNA, where they probably not showing anything as far as I can tell. They're not. At least AEW is being respectful enough to give Scott D'Amore a little bit of a rub. I guess maybe because he gave them a little bit of respect when he did work with them in 2020 to 2021. So Benjamin wins. We get to see that moment Ricochet. Let's move on to Brian Cage and the Murder Hawk Monster versus Jobbers. They were destroyed. That's the deal. They were destroyed. Do I feel anything from them both? No. Nothing. I don't feel anything from Lance Archer. I don't feel anything from Brian Cage. We haven't seen anything yet. So I don't feel anything. Here's the kicker though. They're both monsters. They both do great, but the problem has always been for both of them, when it comes to the clinch, they never do anything with them. When they get into a prominent spot, they always let them fall. So the question is, are they really going to push them up, or are they going to let them fall again? Next. Excuse me. Camille versus Queen Amanada. I'm going to tell you this. I like Queen Amanada. I do. I like her. She's pretty. She wrestles pretty well. She can talk well. So I do believe that she has some really good tools, especially if they know how to push her. Question's going to be, will they push her? She is working with Mercedes, which is a good thing. She's now working with Camille, who is a former... Oh, man. Was the Brick House great in NWA? Yes, she was. Was she overhyped when it comes to her strength? Yeah, look. Excuse me. Understand, I've always liked Camille. I believe that she's one hell of a wrestler. She's not bad. She also can talk very well. But one of the problems that she has is that for her size, she's not as strong as she is. Now, she used to be a former football player, taking nothing from her. But due to the fact that she's not as strong as she really is, because she's not as strong as China. Because when you look at Laura was massively strong for who she was. And when you look at Camille, she looks like she can be very strong. But she's strong, but she's not very strong. So when you see her trying to do a Hurricane Rana with Queen Manata, it didn't work. It looked sloppy due to the fact that Camille is just not that strong. When it comes to a bigger woman, she just can't handle them. She can handle smaller women pretty well. Medium-sized women, she has a little bit of a problem. But when it comes to big women, like when it was with Max the Impaler or Queen Amanata, she just doesn't have the physical strength to throw them around like she wants to. She's just not that physically strong. She wasn't like trash, but it is obvious that either she's got to get more strength or she just can't do those power moves with someone that's nearly her own size or just slightly smaller. So that leaves Chris Statlander, who is smaller than her but almost as big as her. Because after the match is over, she comes out, they face each other, and she looks like she can handle her. But if you're talking about someone the same size, she just can't do it. But I'm not taking anything from Camille because I still love Camille. Moving on. The ROH World Heavyweight Championship and a ladder war, which is basically a ladder match. Chris versus Mark Briscoe. I knew sooner or later Mark Briscoe was going to have to drop that title because I didn't expect him to keep it forever. I didn't expect him to. I expect him that sooner or later they find someone to give it to him. Well, give it to them. And it's Chris on his 9th title reign. Chris Jericho is now on his 9th title reign, and this is now the second time he's the ROH champion. I'm going to tell you this, guys. Even though Ishii is back again because he was supposed to be taken out by Chris, I'm going to tell you this. The learning tree wasn't a bad concept. I am not bored with... Hi, guys. It's not bad, but do I believe that Chris Jericho is better as the ROH champion? No. I don't know. Maybe it's due to the fact I haven't really seen a lot of Dynamite and see how the development is between them. But I'm telling you right now, as him being an ROH champ, what does that really give ROH? Nothing. It didn't really give Mark Briscoe anything either. Due to the fact that on Honor Club, we don't see them unless you're willing to fork out extra money next to watching Dynamite on Thriller TV or the Fightful app. This is just nothing. I wish they would just put ROH on YouTube and just call it a day. Because they'll probably get more people watching there than they would on Honor Club. Because no one wants to fork out extra money for ROH. No one does. I think it's a waste of time for me personally. Let me give it to you like this. House of Black destroying 3 jobbers that did not want to be in there. Was it funny? Yeah. Was it destructive? Yeah. Now, Buddy Murphy wants a match with Adam Cole, which I'll get to in a minute. because he considers him fragile. I don't want to see not Buddy Murphy. I said Buddy Murphy instead of Buddy Matthews. I apologize. Sorry, guys. I forgot Buddy Murphy is Buddy Matthews. I think maybe due to the fact I'm thinking about Rhea Ripley, and I wish they were kind of working in the same promotion and company together. I think it would be kind of cool to actually see his wife working with him in some form or fashion. But unless he goes back to TKO, he ain't getting it. But now, Adam Cole. What did we get from Adam Cole? Not a lot. He still wants to get his hands on Max. Then we get the Undisputed Kingdom, who's really been doing not much at all. Coming out saying that we love you. We were all in on this idea to mess over Max. But now Roderick Strong wants him first. And then we see Max with a nice sexy ass woman getting a massage, which I wish I could get it like this. But saying, I see both of you want me. I see everybody wants me, but they can't have me. I'm just going to dangle the carrot of revenge in front of you. Let me give it to you like this. 3 matches. Whoever wins it, they get a shot at me at Full Gear. And he says, you see, I always like to give away. And he's talking to women. I like to give away these gifts. This thing. Do I feel interested in this? I don't know yet. They got to develop it more. Now, when it comes to the patriarchy and Kip Sabian, I do not know the full understanding of this. Remember, I have not seen a lot of Dynamite. I saw some parts of it. It was hard for me to concentrate because I was coughing and I was sick. So I didn't see everything when it's dealing with Kip Sabian, and when it comes to the patriarchy and a Christian. So supposing, if I understand correctly, it was Christian attacked Taz, I believe. Then I see I need more time to be able to figure out how far they actually went, because I didn't see the recording of Christian attacking Taz. Or was it Kip Sabian who attacks Taz? I think they said it was Christian who did. I didn't see the recording. So I don't know. So you guys can tell me below, but I got to see how they're going to develop this. And what about Taz? Taz had to leave because he had knee surgery. He needed it. So the question is, how are they going to set this up for Hook? I don't know. Moving on. I'll give you like this. Hangman Page. Dealing with Jay White. I'm going to leave that. Because I don't know how far they're going to go with Jay White, because they haven't done anything with him before he went out because of injury, and now that he's back and he's working with Hangman Page, I don't know. So I'm going to leave it. I want to see this develop a little bit more, because since I was sick, anything that's been going on, it was hard to remember what had happened because I was sick, I was coughing, I had a fever. Don't really remember much about Dynamite last week. And I definitely didn't see the one week before that. I was sick. I don't even remember if I did a review of it. I blank. I don't even remember. So for me, I need to see more what's going on here. So until then, I just can't speak on it. Okay, 6-man tag. When you see the Elite versus Guevara and Private Party, it was a good match. But then once it was over, Private Party, I believe Isaiah got the pin. He says to both Nick and Matt, we won. We deserve another shot. And the kicker here is, he says, give us another shot. They don't want to give it. And he says, look, I'll give you something you can't refuse. Give us one more shot. If we lose, we disband. We're no longer Private Party. And Quinn didn't even know. Cassidy made this decision all without talking to Quinn, because Quinn was getting upset. So now they said, okay, we'll do it. And that was right before BCC attacked their asses. And then also the story of Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor. And Chuck being pulled out from the back, because when everybody was waiting for the BCC to come to the arena, he was there and says, look, you need to do something. You can see what these guys are doing. You need to step up. And that is what Chuck told Orange. And they dragged Chuck out. You can see that the scapegoat wanted to break his ankle again, which has now been surgically repaired. He just can't wrestle no more. He's done. But then instead of putting on his ankle, it is Claudio Castagnoli puts him around his neck, the chair, because he was putting on his ankle. And then what do we get? We get Claudio crushing in the chair around Chuck's neck. And then we see a very upset Orange Cassidy. I do not know what to make of this. I don't know where they're going with this story when it comes to BCC. I don't know where they're going with Orange. I don't know where they're going with Adam. I don't know where they're going to go with a lot of people that is currently on this roster. It feels still like this. There is no direct focus. They're making chaos to say that there's a reason for the chaos. And as many people have said, it has to be connected to Shane McMahon. If there's no Shane McMahon, there better be something better than Shane McMahon when this all comes to a head by World's End. It has to come to a head at World's End at December. If they do not, if they do not do it then, I'm telling you, the fans are going to get pissed off. They expect either Shane McMahon to show up or someone else that is very credible, someone that we would not expect to come to AEW to make this mean something. Because as it stands, they've been all over the place like this before this storyline started. And after it, they're doing so much madness to make it seem like there's one reason that Moxley's doing this. And we all believe that this could be Shane McMahon. If it's not Shane McMahon, and if it's somebody else, it better be someone substantial. Because we had a huge explosion when we thought there was someone incredibly important, and it was Christian who showed up. And take nothing away from Christian. Christian is one of the best heels they've had in the company, next to Adam Copeland, who has been a good face for the company. But it took a while for Christian to try and convince people to make him mean something. If they bring somebody in that is not important in the wrestling world, that even was known to TKO WWE, they better be somebody big. If it's not Shane McMahon, it better be someone important. It better be somebody big, because if it's not, and this happens at World's End and it goes wrong, AEW is going to go down the drain. I'll still review it, but you're going to see how mad people will be. They will go right to here, and then they're going to go like this if they don't have someone substantial, some really good story to go with it. But that's me. Peace.